Hello everyone, my name is Uthris and welcome back to some Going Medieval. We are here at what is going to be the final episode of this series on the channel, at least until the game gets, a couple major updates so we can revisit it and just kind of see how it changed at that point. Let's start off, okay? We'll start off with who is going to be the king or queen. It seems like Julian and then Kat received most of the votes, or basically all of them. But Kat has won out over Julian by 3 or 4 votes at the time of me counting it. So they go ahead and get the title Queen Kat, and they can run around with that title. I do want to eventually make some custom armor and force equip them in like plate mail and give them a nice 2-handed longsword and have the only one who is king have that sort of level of equipment. Everyone else will be running around in mail. And so congratulations, Kat. I can't escape cats, guys. You know, we have emotes of cats on the channel, and I have too many cats in real life. So yet again, another cat joins Uthris' world. So, that's cool. Congratulations on that. Thanks everyone who voted on that episode so we can get that squared away. And let's go over with kind of what I've been doing between episodes. You can see this wing of the castle is now complete, actually filling in the shape and look of our castle area. There's some changes that we want to do a little bit from an interior standpoint. So in fact, we're going to go ahead and start with that. You can see it's actually pretty empty in a lot of these floors. So the upper floor here, this is going to be a bedroom. So we can put down a couple beds here. Use stools as end tables. I think that looks pretty good for us. Or, well, you know what? We'll use stone stools, so they look a little bit more regal, right? All right, some stone stools. Maybe a little bit of a desk area back here. Should be okay. And we can throw up a small brazier. Just keep this room warmer in the winter, as you do. Let's do that in the corner there. Cool. Sadly, there's just not many detail pieces that we can use. Obviously, we can put some things on like the walls, so we can like hang a couple shields on here. We can put some bookcases. Also, maybe like a couple scrolls, maybe just like directly over the table that we just placed in here. And then maybe we can put a tool rack. Maybe they maintain some equipment. Also, let's put that maybe behind the chair. Kind of like back there. But there's no like carpeting items or anything like that when it comes to the game. So, the detailing is going to be pretty light. Down below, we wanted this to be a little bit more of a private room of some kind, right? Because the one below it is just kind of like a large eating area with tables and chairs. So this one will be, just some seating space, just for some private conversation. Maybe something like that, and we can get a couple, maybe like a bookcase in here also, which would be okay. Maybe we can put a couple bookcases on this back wall. Man, I tell you, the way they did the layer placement in this game is a little annoying, that things get so easily hung up on the wrong layer. Let's just do that instead. We can give maybe some banners on here also. Maybe just buy the door that goes out to the little balcony. That'll kind of clean that spot up. And then we can start maybe on the ground floor of this wing. I was thinking about doing some, maybe some like private shrine type deal in here. Or maybe some backgammon tables. Maybe this is more like a leisure hall type thing. So something like that would be okay. And then we can just put some banners on the walls themselves. And we can put some torches just for some light. That's something we forgot in the other area also. Torch, torch. Put a torch here too. Maybe here in this wall. Let's go back over to here. I don't think this room has any torches yet either, though it has braziers. I think that's gonna be enough. This room does not have any torch or light in it, which we kind of need. Maybe that corner also. And then the bedroom, we get a brazier, but you know, having a couple torches by the bed would look okay. That way, you know, when we have all the walls raised up, which is most of the time when I'm playing this game, we'll be able to see light coming out from the windows, just to make the place look a little bit more lively, believable, right? So we'll give this wing its own treatment. Also, the top floor is just kind of like a multi-room kind of area. This could be another bedroom with like its own little seating area, as its own little room. Maybe this is a little bit more the king queen suite, and maybe this is a little bit more of like the family suite. Who knows? Beneath here we get two maybe bedrooms. I'm gonna be throwing a balcony on this side and keep the balcony here on this side. So we'll have like double balconies, which will be nice, and like a little storage closet. And then down below, that kind of leisure activity area. And maybe just another table with some chairs. So that'll work out good. And that'll kind of finish up the keep holistically and make that look really good. We have finished the walls also, encircling the whole town. Take a look at all that, how it kind of forms up here. And with the completion of these walls, we need to go ahead and fill in the last two buildings. Well, one new building in one addition to the blacksmith down here. We're going to be reworking the blacksmith a little bit. The front room ended up being kind of too small for workstations, because I want two armory tables and two forges, and our forge is currently outside, which is no bueno. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this front room into more of a vendor stall type thing. And then we will move this stuff, the crafting, kind of back here, and I'm going to make a new covered building here so we can get the workshop bonus for both the blacksmith and the armory table. I think that'll be really nice, and really kind of finish up some of this dead space down here, since the cliff has been expanded and pushed back, or pushed out in this case. And then here in this area, we're going to design a kind of chemistry apothecary type structure. We'll have beds for healing, and currently there's no way to assign beds specifically for healing or anything like that in this game. I really wish we could assign beds. It'd be super, I think, important for long-term, large kind of town building efficiencies, if people actually slept kind of closer to where they worked rather than constantly running around. So things like that I would really like to see in the game. So I'm going to go ahead and build these off camera too, so you guys just kind of know the plan, and then we'll just do a final world tour after that gets done, and that'll be it. All right, here we are, the finished town and build. So we'll go ahead and take a little bit of a nice look around. Let's actually start kind of at the beginning and work our way through. We settled here. Oh, I think 12 years in game ago. This was our first little structure, this house that many people shared and have been sharing since. It has been renovated a couple times, interior wise, and is now just a 2-person bedroom rather than the 5 or 6-person bedroom it was early on in the play series. So, first building, the way it connects to the ground's pretty cool. I'm glad we at least have some detailed pieces there. I kind of stopped doing this eventually once we kind of got better materials, so that's something to kind of take note of, that maybe I should have continued over in some of these other areas. But nonetheless, first house, very lovely, little chimney on it. And then we needed a carpenter's building, a place to make wooden buildings or tools and weapons. So this back here was constructed probably within the same year. Has kind of back storage area. This is kind of bulk storage in a way at the moment. Kind of anything can get stored here that's material. I've been fencing in some of the yards just to kind of fill in some dead space detail. Of course, we got roads going between a lot of these areas, a little bit of an alleyway type feel through here. And so this has, a workshop area and a living space also in this structure. From there, I believe we wanted to get our storage building up because we were starting to create items and storage was starting to get a little tight. And this would be also where we stored most of our food for many, many years underneath this structure in a cellar. So we made our 2-story barn that has still just a complete bursting supply of gear, equipment, clothes. And early on, this was our armory, but we ended up moving that. So this building always turned out good. I like the support pillars. And then we needed a tailor's building, which I believe this one was next. There was a building that was deleted, which was here. This was like our temporary shrine, leisure area. But now that, we have courtyards and roads going through, I think the building, like a spherical or circular building design would be great for this game. But sadly, it's just not feasible with the current pieces that we had to work with. But this is the tailor's hut. Very much similar to our structure back here for the carpentry building. Similar roof design, but maybe a little bit flipped 180 on it just to see how it turned out. And so after the tailors, we kind of moved on to, I'm trying to remember, I think it was the stonecutter's house. So back here. So this structure was next. Though, since this structure is made out of brick, well, that kind of tells me we at least went over maybe in this way first. Because, we would have needed these kilns set up before brick was used. So maybe back in here, and maybe this structure for some drinks was actually next. I'm trying to remember. It's been so long, right? The wall details. I like the mixture of the stone and the wood, and then some flags and just lone braziers up through here. This always looks good. And then it was the stonemason's house, because at this point, kind of going forward, we kind of unlocked stone blocks, and you can see them in this house here, even the clay brick also, and then the blacksmith getting its first rendition. And we were, I think at this stage, starting to build in a lot of these roads. We were starting to build in these towers and starting to really limit the flow of enemies. We lost a few people at this stage also, Uthris. We'll go to the tomb in a second so I can just get everyone's name right. Yeah. So we're just going to continue up the main road and kind of go out of order now. So these are the new structures that we kind of worked on this episode. This is our healing hut, or I guess hospital. since it's not really much of a hut. And then back here is the workstations for the blacksmith now. So the front area is just a shop and a house, and then back through here behind the kilns, you can get your blacksmithing on. So let's actually bring back the UI now so we can take a look, in some of these structures. Again, if you want to get more detail on others, you can go back through this series. So upstairs, we got our blacksmithing furnaces. So all the blacksmithing kind of takes place up here, which looks good. And then down below, we have the armor smithing area, where the refined materials kind of get worked, which is great. And it looks like it has its own quenching bucket, or its own kind of heating apparatus to make the kind of metal malleable. So, in a way, these are forges, right? Because they have their own little bellows also. And this is a workshop area. It actually gets the bonus and everything. Out here are the kilns, are the furnaces to smelt down the material. And then up front, we added a couple tables, some shelving units and items to just make this look a little bit more shopkeep like of an area. Maybe a center display table that could be used for items. And then the other new building is over here. This is the chemistry area and medical kind of crafting section. I think all of this is getting some production bonuses, but maybe mixing these two types together isn't quite right. Or maybe, I don't know, something else might be missing. I'm not sure. But yeah, so this we can make alcohol, and in here you can make different levels of healing kits that will probably do a much better job. We've never had to use these yet in our game, but as this does kind of go down the RimWorld route, I would suspect some of these to be more and more important, like disinfectant, or possibly getting better ways to treat limbs. And then we just have beds over here for potential sick. There's just 2 stories of it, which works fine. And then a little bit of a storage covering area over here. And then I also, this whole back area is a little bit of a dead space because it's kind of awkwardly filled in with gravel. But I decided to fit in this kind of corner storage area also. So definitely filled in that spot nicely. The wall, of course, going all the way back around. Got our barracks, which is functional, very functional. And honestly, most people sleep in the barracks. A lot of people sleep in the keep. I have a feeling a lot are going to start sleeping over here because, again, that's just kind of close to most of the activities people do. And then maybe people who are, a little late coming from work will kind of start sleeping out in the town more. Let's go over the interior of the castle a little bit. We have gone and done that. So, we got beds and placed in here, little tables so that they can have like a nice little room, some shelves, bookshelves, shields, all the nice little detail that you would want to have in a castle. The seating area. Down here we got our 2 bedrooms also, which I could probably fit. Nah, I can't fit a table here. I thought I could clip it through the bed. But this one's a little bit nicer. They get a balcony, they get a small balcony. Over here, this seating area, they get the balcony instead of the bedroom up above it. And then down below, we got our leisure space, a little bit of a library, kind of reading area here just to keep people, give them a quiet space to kind of relax, which worked out pretty nice. And then we have like either a meeting room or a dining room for the castle inhabitants themselves, for like a private gathering that's not out here at the Great Mead Hall type area. So I hope you guys enjoyed this series. I hope you guys have learned and take some ideas for your builds and can take that to the next level in your own saves. I think that's super nice to hear about. on you guys. Share your photos in Discord, and I just love looking at them. With that, feel free to subscribe for more creative goodness such as this. Hit that like button. Going Medieval is over. Don't know what's going to pop up on the channel next, and we'll see you all in the next video or stream.